think game's about to start, so here we go. Game 2 tonight, Green Bay versus Lansing. Gonna start off strong with a scramble to the right side, 14-yard gain. So, 2nd and 1, the quarterback for... Do I even need to tell you who the quarterback of Green Bay is? If you know LFG, you know it's BigShooter. It's always been BigShooter. A world where the quarterback for Green Bay isn't BigShooter is a world where the earth has exploded. Because the earth would sooner die than BigShooter go to any team other than Green Bay. 1st and 15, Stephanie have to throw out of a sack. Almost picked! Got bailed out by his receiver number 10 there. Has a few blockers to get past the 30-yard line. That was such a risky throw there. His receiver made a great play on the ball to keep that alive. Rolling left. Has a guy back the end zone, which is me. No, illegal touch. Incomplete. Yeah, that's the problem. Not everyone has the Game Pass so you can set your number. So some people have random numbers and some people don't. That's why I don't typically use numbers to identify names until I already know from the current game. Go back to the end zone again. Again, gonna be incomplete. This time deflected away by the defense. 3rd and 15 now. That's back-to-back plays for Green Bay that could have been touchdowns, but just weren't for one reason or another. BigShooter rolling right. Might have a guy middle of the end zone. Nope, it's covered up now. Still looking, finally throws slant. What a beautiful throw and catch. That window to get that ball in there was so tight, and he got it barely in there to set up a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Might try the lob back the end zone. No, well, yeah, he did, but it was the corner, not the back, but whatever. Did I see Rico versus Shooter? I did not. I was busy trying to edit one of my other highlight vids. Should be out tomorrow, by the way. It's, Tacoma versus, Durhan, or whatever. And, well, Green Bay is gonna score. I thought that wasn't gonna go anywhere, because it just looked like BigShooter just lost his mind and started spinning around all over the place. And somehow he got around the tackles to get in the end zone for the touchdown. And the extra point is up and good. That sounds like it was freaking insane. I have yet to have like an instant classic game this season so far. I've had games that have had like crazy plays in them. Like I would say again, Tacoma versus Durham was pretty chaotic, but the ending was pretty lackluster. But whatever. 1st and 15 for Lansing. This is E-Dreams right here. Gonna fire left side to the line of scrimmage play, DV5. I already remember a bunch of the players from Lansing because I just streamed one of their games like not even 30 minutes ago. 2nd and 4. Dream's gonna drop back. Might have a guy... Yep, there he goes. Big play there for Lansing. Gonna put him squarely in scoring range. Barely short of the red zone. Well, see, I don't know. Dreams was on Atlanta's quarterback. And then he, like, I don't know. Going right sideline. No, knocked out. What a big defensive play there by, I believe that was number 28 on the defense. Nope, number 20 on the defense. 2nd and 15. Pump fakes. I don't think the defense bought it. Gonna fire short. Popped out again. Back-to-back passes that have been popped out by this Green Bay defense. Now it's 3rd and 15 here for Lansing. Pump fakes once again, trying to get some separation for his receivers. Gonna do the comeback route, and it's caught. I thought it was about to be popped out for a 3rd time. 4th and 5, Lansing's gonna go for it to try and tie the game at 7. It's not insurmountable if they fail, but you don't want to fail at this point. You need to keep the momentum going. 4th and 5, gonna do the quick route, and that's gonna be a touchdown. Through the quick pass to number 26 there. Defense was not ready for it, and Lansing is gonna strike. LMX with the touchdown. Pending the extra point, will tie the game at 7. And the extra point is blocked. No good. So Lansing is still down by 1. I'm rooting for a classic. The moment I see a classic... It's been a while since I've had an instant classic. I'm due for one. See, that's the thing. I don't even know much lore about LFG. I know a couple of the players, but, like, I feel like there's a lot of lore I just don't know. Short route, 6-yard gain on the right side. Green Bay versus Hart. No, this is Green Bay versus Lansing. 2nd and 9. BigShooter dropping back, rolling left. Might be able to... No, he's going to get sacked! Sacked by number 97 on the defense. Now it's 3rd and 33. That might be a big play here for the Lansing defense because I'm not sure if Green Bay could recover from this. Gonna fire comeback route short, and somehow they do recover from it. Now it's 4th and not that far. 4th and 4. 4th and 4. BigShooter right side. Gonna go short right, and they're gonna pick up the first with 5 yards to spare. Well, I guess we'll see how that legislative would have played out if this was the matchup. 1st and 15. BigShooter again rolling right. Might have someone deep middle if he wants to take it. Nope, gonna go short left side this time. And he's gonna go down for a 10-yard gain. Pretty slow drive so far. Not many big plays yet. It's been a lot of short yardage. Might be able to go deep. Yep, there you go to number 10. Almost dodged the hit stick, but was not able to. And that's going to put them at the 24-yard line. Definitely in scoring range at this point. Looking to take an 8-point lead. Again, going short left side. A lot of quick passes and a lot of short yardage and line of scrimmage passes. Not many deep bombs. 2nd and 3. Probably looking for the end zone here. Definitely looking for the end zone. Short, and we tackled immediately before he can even make an attempt to get into the end zone. And that's going to end the first quarter. If that tackle hadn't been made, that dude's probably in the end zone. I was about to say they might be looking for the screen, but I guess not. 1st and goal. Tried to go comeback route right side. He just wasn't able to. 2nd and goal. This game might just be down to if that defense can make a stop. Both defenses have gotten close. We're already cut a bunch of times, and we're not even past the first half. Forced to throw it there, and that was essentially a throwaway. That play was not working out. He was pushed back all the way to freaking midfield. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 3. This is what I mean. The defense has been making some good plays every once in a while. 3rd and goal. BigShooter rolling left. Gonna try the short pass, and it's incomplete. Threw it a bit too low, and if it was a bit higher, that was such good coverage, I'm not sure if that would have been caught. So now it's 4th and goal, still at the 3. Looked like he wanted to go the scramble, wasn't able to. BigShooter dropping back, looking, still can't find anything. He's gonna have to throw it soon. Barely avoids the sack there. Still looking, rolling right. He's gonna have to throw it soon. This is taking so long. His receivers have had so much time. He's gonna have to throw it soon. He's gonna be sacked. He was trying to be fancy for far too long. He should have just thrown it. He should have just thrown it. And now Lansing gets a turnover on downs with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Just took way too much time. Dreams throws out of a sack right there. 1st down and more. Gonna dive out of bounds past the 20-yard line to put Lansing in the red zone. They now have a chance to take the advantage. Especially since Lansing gets the ball back beginning of the second half. Lobbing right corner. Incomplete. I think he threw it a tiny bit too early. If he had thrown it a bit later, maybe even just like a quarter of a second later, that probably would have been catchable. That was very good coverage, so who knows, it might have been picked. 2nd and 15. Might go short here, left side. Yep, that's exactly where he went. Receiver almost jumped over it. DV5 almost did. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Very eerily similar situation to the situation Green Bay was just in, where they were 6 yards away from the end zone and couldn't punch it in. Lansing is 7 yards away right now. Lobbing back. There's an intercepted by Green Bay! I was about to sound the celebrations for the touchdown, and that guy, I don't want to say his name, pulls off a crazy pick to give Green Bay back the ball. So now Green Bay once again has a chance to retake a full 1 score lead. 3-yard gain. Well, this game has already been pretty crazy. We're not even at... This has been low scoring, too. No one's really been able to score. Gonna go short right side, 9-yard gain. Again, gonna be short of the first down, 3rd and 3. There's been so many 3rd downs in this drive. It's probably already in the double digits. Prediction's still open, by the way. 3rd and 3. I could see him going sidelines here. Nope, short once again. I don't know what I'm saying. They've been going short routes the entire game. I don't know why they'd change off of that just randomly. 1st and 15. Keep in mind, clock's running. Under 3 minutes left in the half. Gonna go again, short. That's just been their game plan. It's been a ton of short passes. I'm not... I don't even... Has Green Bay had a deep bomb yet? I don't think they have. They just haven't had one in a while, I know that for sure. Again, going short, almost picked. The defender read that, but he was just a bit too late on the trigger. He was beat to the punch. And now Green Bay is in Lansing territory. They're running this clock under 10 seconds on the play clock. I've learned that the milking rules clearly changed because teams are milking more. So, yeah, clearly they changed, and Vol hasn't updated the rulebook. About to get sacked here as BigShooter finally throws it. It's popped out by the defense by number 4. I don't know who that is, but it starts with a J. I'm sure. I think it's juss. Right sideline, caught by number 5 and barely gets the feet in bounds. What a crazy catch on the sidelines. And then the game doesn't stop the clock, even though it's out of bounds. I don't know, whatever. First and 15. Might go, I don't know. Right side again, trying to get away from number 75 on the defense. Unable to. Clock is running. Almost a minute left in the half. Second and 7. BigShooter rolling left. Gonna fire straight to the defender, and it's picked off by Lansing. What? What were you? What? Number 24 dropped back right as BigShooter was throwing that pass. BigShooter did not expect him to do that. He expected him to stay rushing the quarterback. And as a result, he's able to deflect it away, and Lansing now has a chance to take the lead before half. What a crazy play. What just happened? 2nd and 8. They got less than a minute, though. But they do have all 3 timeouts going short. Almost picked by number 3. And Lansing's going to call their first timeout of the half. That was so close. If the receiver had reacted even just a millisecond later than he did, that would have been picked right back. Lansing looking to take their first lead of the game. Probably just going to... Nope, going deep left corner, one-on-one. And that's overthrown, incomplete. Either way, that was pretty tight coverage, so that would have been risky if it had been on target. 2nd and 15, clock did stop to the incompletion. Down to 20 seconds left in the half now. They have to travel about 60 yards. Going, almost picked again. LMX is going to kneel down, and now Lansing's going to call their final timeout of the half. They're at the 29-yard line. But again, as I've mentioned, if you don't have any timeouts left, the game does not let you kick a field goal for some reason. The game's just coded that way. So they're locked in. They have to get the touchdown. They can't settle for a field goal. The game won't let them. Going left side, slightly overthrown, incomplete. 2nd and 15. Clock does stop again, though. 9 seconds left. You know E-Dreams is eyeing up the sidelines. Might have someone burning. Gonna go comeback route right sideline. I told you he's looking sidelines. And you just couldn't connect. 3rd and 15 now. 4 seconds left. Neither of these teams can score. Comeback route again. Gonna go out of bounds. I don't know what... Oh. I guess it is gonna let him kick a field goal. Huh. Well, it doesn't matter. I got blocked anyways. So... Oh, Green Bay gets the ball back. There's 1 second left. What is happening right now? What is happening? This is probably the weirdest game I think I've ever watched. Like, what is happening? I guess it let him kick the field goal because it was 4th down. Probably. Well, whatever. He's not going to be able to get this off in time, I don't think. Oh, he barely did. He might actually. Hold up. Swatted up! And caught! But he's short, so it doesn't matter. So Green Bay's not going to score there. If he had somehow gotten in the end zone from that, I would have lost my damn mind. But man, what a low-scoring game. Only 2 touchdowns combined from these two teams in 10 minutes of play. This might be one of the lowest-scoring games in RSN history. This is... I can't remember the last time I saw a defensive slugfest like this. But I have a feeling whenever the game starts as a defensive slugfest, eventually the defense starts to crack. The question is, whose defense will crack first? As I mentioned, Lansing gets the ball right back to start the second half. Gonna go line of scrimmage receiver there on the right. I have like 5 things I'm trying to say, and it made it hard for me to say what I needed to say there. 2nd and 7. Dreams rolling left. I could see him going deep here. I don't think he will, but I could see it. No, he is going deep left side. Slightly too far left. Threw that slightly too far left. 3rd and 7. I think Dreams is a lot more likely to do the deep bomb. BigShooter hasn't really done many of those so far today. Again, going deep bomb left side, and that's way out of bounds. That didn't call it as illegal touching. That's going to stand. That's a 1st down. Okay, the game... I still don't know what causes illegal touching. I thought it was if the player was standing out of bounds when they jump, but I guess not. I don't know. Dreams rolling left. As a guy in his face going to fire right sideline across body. Caught by Juss, I believe this is. Has blockers. Can he get up in time to get in the end zone? He cannot. But that is another 1st down for Lansing. They can take their first lead of the game here. They've had a couple opportunities to do this so far today. This is yet another opportunity. Globbing corner. Caught. Touchdown. Lansing finally does it. And they've taken their first lead of the game. As I mentioned, they had a couple opportunities. And finally, they get in. I'm pretty sure this is the same dude who caught their first touchdown. Looking for the 2-point conversion to go up by 7. And they're going to get it. Lansing up by 7. Such a low-scoring game. 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. This is such a weird scoreline. Like, it's not weird, like, weird, but just weird. Like, I'm not used to seeing such a low-scoring game. The games I cover usually are much higher scoring than this. But the defense just came to play. We're going to have to check at the end of the game, but there's been a bunch of turnovers. Gonna fire right sideline. What a great catch by number 5, Matthew on Green Bay with the phenomenal sideline catch to give Green Bay the 1st down there. 1st and 15. Probably just gonna go short again, I feel like. He has a couple options. No, going middle of the field. Caught by number 10 on Green Bay. 32-yard gain. I swear, at this point, every time I say they're not gonna go deep, they go deep. So maybe I should just say that more often. You know what? They're not going end zone. I was right. Going short, trying to get the sidelines, cutting back inside, and gonna get the 1st down and a little bit more. 7-yard line, trying to tie the game at 14. BigShooter rolling left. I don't think the lob is open. Just gonna scramble and get 2 yards. I'm surprised he tried to scramble that in. I guess he just wanted to get closer to the end zone, because I don't think... Well, that didn't work. It's always risky doing the super quick pass like that, because your receiver has to be really on it. If they're not on it like they were there, like they weren't there, well, they were there. They tried the same thing twice in a row, and it worked the second time. And with the extra point, Green Bay will tie this game at 14. And it seems the defenses have started to crack because both offenses have scored on their first drives of the second half. Extra point up and good, tied at 14. So the first half was defined by defense and defensive stops. This second half is appearing as going to be defined by offense. But, I mean, only time will tell. We've only seen 2 drives so far this second half. Dreams rolling right. Pump fakes. No one really bought it. Going right sideline. Caught by Juss, I believe this is. And that's going to put him in Green Bay territory immediately. As I told you, Dreams loves the deep bomb. He's doing a bunch of them today. Not all of them have connected. But that one did, and that pass did not. 2nd and 15. Can Lansing retake the lead? Dream stepping up. He's just going to scramble for it. Going to dive forward, get a few yards. Get back up and hit sticked immediately, but did not fumble. Also, I will say you'll have the chance. If you guys see a play you think is cool, clip it. I look at clips to see what I'll make YouTube shorts of. 3rd and 4 here for Lansing. Dreams has got a guy. Then he goes straight to him. Touchdown, Lansing! I called him out. I thought he was going to throw to number 26 when he was at the line of scrimmage, but he waited a bit for LMX to go further downfield and got the touchdown instead. Lansing retakes the lead. Pending the extra point, pull him up by 7. Which is going to be blocked. No good. They're only up by 6. Green Bay has blocked, I think, every single extra point Lansing has attempted. I don't think they've made a single one yet. And Green Bay is going to be forced to return this kickoff. Got some good blocks. Going to get to the 24-yard line. Really just looking to see, can these offenses keep up their momentum? That's the question. Because they have been scoring now, but can they keep scoring? And just was barely out of reach once again. I think he was expecting his... I think BigShooter was expecting his receiver to keep going upfield. I'm not sure, though. 2nd and 15. BigShooter gonna drop back some more. Gonna fire left sideline again, and this time it will work out. First down, Green Bay, putting him at midfield. I'm telling you, the defenses are cracking. They haven't been able to get any stops so far this second half. Every single drive has ended in a score. It's appearing this one will too. Wide open middle of the field at the 20-yard line for a big gain and to put Green Bay in the red zone. Again, I told you, the defenses are cracking. There's more bigger plays now happening. 1st and goal, lobbing back at the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! I think their defender earlied, tried to go a bit too early for the catch. And the receiver, HalfSnow, is able to take advantage and reel that in for the touchdown. And now with the extra point, Green Bay can take a 1-point lead. Which they do get through. It looked like it was going to be blocked, but just barely snuck its way through. Green Bay is up by 1 point. You can already tell this game's going to come down to the final drive. We might have an instant classic on our hands. Yeah, I'm just so into this right now. Dreams dropping back in his own end zone right now. There's a guy in his face. He's going to have to throw it. Throwing left sideline. That's out of bounds. Almost caught. But yeah, that was way too far out. There was no chance of that being caught in bounds, as far as I believe. I could be wrong. 2nd and 15, Dreams again in his own end zone. Gonna fire a bit too high, but still DB5 is able to catch it, get the first down. Juka Dude has blockers. Can this go all the way? It might. He has nobody in front of him. This is a touchdown. 76 yards off the short pass. The blockers are the main reason he was able to go the distance there. Had a couple of good moves here to get away from their 20 here. And then they had the blockers to back him up. And then there was nobody in front of him. And he was able to take it 76 yards down the field for a touchdown. And now Lansing's going for 2 to try and go back up by 7. I have no clue what they're playing at this point. I have seen so many crazy 2-point conversion attempts. I have no clue what they're cooking up right now. Gonna lap back in the end zone, wide open for the 2-point conversion. Nobody was covering him. And now Lansing's up by 7. We're about to enter the 4th quarter, so this is where it really comes down to. The first half was so low scoring. There's been more points scored in this 3rd quarter than there was the entirety of the first half. There's more points scored in like 3 minutes of this 3rd quarter than there was the entirety of the first half. And Green Bay has a penalty. Huh. I have no clue what happened, but I guess Green Bay had a penalty called against them, so now it's 1st and 20 rather than 1st and 15. Wide open left side, but he had to get a diving catch. BigShooter overthrew him. If he had been able to catch it in stride, that would have been a 1-play touchdown. Still a big play, but a missed opportunity either way. 1st and 15 at the 33, entering the 4th quarter, going short. Picked off by Lansing! Picked off by Kevin! What a heads-up play! And now Lansing has the ball back with a chance to take a 2-score lead, which would be the biggest lead in the game. What a big play, and now Lansing has a chance to get a very good advantage going left sideline. 1-on-1 coverage caught by number 75! And now they're already in the red zone. Oh my, Lansing is on fire right now. Back-to-back big plays for this team. And now they're looking to seal it and get the touchdown. Caught! Touchdown! So in 3 plays, we go from tightly contested back and forth to Lansing picking it off, getting a big play downfield, then a touchdown in the back of the end zone to go up by 13. Soon to be 14 if they can make the extra point, which they finally do. 35-21. Green Bay is down by 14 off that incredible pick by Kevin. Also, can I just say, Z Nalek, thank you so much for sending me the lineup for Lansing. I probably should try and see if I can get the full lineups from now on, because it's so helpful. I can actually call people's names. I just don't know any of the Green Bay players. Well, now BigShooter and Green Bay have to be perfect. They can't make any more turnovers. Going deep, 1-on-1 coverage. He's got a guy burning. Caught! But he's short of the end zone. He's not going to make it. But that's a big play for Green Bay. Their biggest of the day. So both teams now have had back-to-back drives. Most recently, they've had big plays in them. Can they punch it in like Lansing did? Cross body, right corner, touchdown, Green Bay! What the hell is going on? We went from no one being able to score in the first half to constant scoring in this 4th quarter. And now they're already brought this deficit down to 7. God, please let this game... This is shaping up to be such a great game. Let this ending be good. Come on. Football Fusion gods. Thank you, Bigger, for following. I had to make sure I said that fully. And BigShooter's almost getting sacked. Good move to evade the defense there. Throwing deep, he has a guy burning! Caught! Touchdown! Green Bay ties the game! Deep bomb on the 4th and 25! And now with the extra point, Green Bay will tie the game back up! I thought for sure Lansing had the advantage off the pick! And Green Bay has just come storming right back to tie the game again! Extra point up and good! And now it's tied at 35! It's like a chess match! Anytime a team gets an advantage, the other team immediately eliminates that advantage! This is insanity! I mean, it wouldn't be my first Legendary Bowl. I've actually streamed 2 others, 37 and 51. I recommend the 51 stream. I really like that one. It was very good. Now it's just they have to keep the pressure going. Dreams has own to get fired middle of the field. Wide open is number 26. Almost picked off. Has blockers in front of him. This could be one play if his blockers in front of him do their job, which they do. One play touchdown for Lansing. What the hell is going on? The defenses are falling apart. It's been back to back to back to back big plays for these offenses, and now Lansing has retaken the lead. It is such night and day, this game. The first half, no one could score, and now there's been more points scored in the past, 2 minutes than there was the entirety of the first half. These offenses are putting on an absolute clinic here in Series 1. It's gonna be down to who can nail the final blow. That's what it's gonna come down to, and I don't know. This game could score up to 60 at this rate. Because neither defense could do anything anymore. This is one of the best games all season so far. BigShooter going deep again, one-on-one. Caught, touchdown! What the hell? Another quick touchdown! Green Bay strikes immediately back! What is going on? These quarterbacks are losing their minds! I have no clue how BigShooter hit that! I have no clue! Extra point up and good! Green Bay back up by 7! What is going on? Not back up by 7, tied! I'm losing my mind, I can't even keep track of the score! Oh my god! Dude, Lansing needs to catch their breath. They're milking in the end zone. I don't blame them. This game is getting absurd at this point. I need some water. This is by far, without question, one of the greatest games in RSN history. I'm just hoping and praying that the ending continues to be this electric. Challenge illegal tight end. Green Bay is challenging. They believe that they're calling it on Kevin. They believe Kevin had illegal tight end, and they have declined. So that's to be reviewed at post-game. Going comeback route, or should be a short route number 26 now. It seems the offenses have finally slowed down. The first 3rd down in, I think, 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to put a stat on the screen for the highlight vid, or the full game replay. It's been a short amount of time since the last 3rd down, and he has a guy burning right side. He's not going there. He's going middle of the field, and they're wasting clock. They're milking. I mean, not milking. They're burning clock. They're doing this intentionally. They're slowing down the tempo, and that's actually really smart. That's very smart. Yes, he did get a guy burning right side, and that was a great stop by number 3 on Green Bay. Bullet pushed him fully out of bounds. But Dreams had a guy burning right side he could have gone to. He has someone burning right side again, and no, he's going short left side. Lansing is burning the clock. They have realized that if this game kept going at the pace it was going to go, that someone was going to make a mistake, They don't want to risk it being them, so they're trying to waste clock and play safe. And that's very smart. Got a guy middle of the field, wide open is number 75. Getting nailed down at the 40-yard line. Green Bay's got to think about calling timeouts here. As the server freezes. Okay, here we go. Are they going to run the clock down to the 1-minute warning? They're probably going to hike the ball right there. The question is, how much time is left on the clock when Lansing eventually scores? Gonna go left side, out of bounds, incomplete. 1-minute warning. 42. Keep in mind, at halftime, the score was 7-7. And now it's 42-42. He's got a couple options here. He has a bunch on the left side. Going left side, cop number 55 gonna kneel it down short of the first down marker. Green Bay is not calling timeouts. Okay, they finally do. First timeout called by Green Bay. I think they finally realized what's going... Well, I think they already knew what was going on, but they're realizing that they're going to have to start using timeouts. Lansing is running the clock. Which should be bad for Green Bay, because Green Bay... Keep in mind, the score's tied. If Lansing scores, they take the lead. And Green Bay would have to have a very quick drive, which they can do. We've seen a bunch of those. Right sideline, out of bounds. Wait, it's 4th and 2! Wait, pump the brakes, hold everything, it's 4th and 2. If Lansing doesn't convert, Green Bay gets the ball with 33 seconds left with a chance to win the game. This might have backfired on Lansing. Wait, right corner, wide open! Touchdown, Lansing! Well, now the question is, Green Bay has 26 seconds and 2 timeouts. Can they drive down this field and score? If the extra point is blocked, it's not blocked. Lansing up by 7. And here's the thing, if Green Bay scores the touchdown, they're definitely going for it they're definitely going for the 2-point conversion. Teams always do. I don't think they're going for the extra point. I would love if they did if we got an overtime game today. But they never do. They never intentionally go for overtime. So I don't think we're getting overtime. It's going to come down to, can Green Bay score on this drive? And can they get the 2-point conversion? The game comes down to this drive. Can BigShooter lead a game-winning drive? Left side, incomplete, slightly out of reach, 16 seconds left. Trying to go deep there, it almost worked out beautifully. They have 16 seconds to travel 82 yards. Gonna go right side, swat away, picked off by Lansing! And that's gonna seal the game! What a play by the Lansing defense! Swatted by number 24, and Nonchalant Cookieboy, who's got a couple touchdowns, gets the game-sealing pick! And Lansing is gonna walk away with the win and an absolute classic! Unless Green Bay gets a miracle like pick 6 here, Lansing will walk away with the win. And Green Bay is going to be 1-2, I think. And that's going to really put the nail in the coffin. Lansing with the Hail Mary touchdown to end the game. Wow. What a game. That's definitely contender for game of the year, game of the season, whatever you want to call it. These two teams. I'm just still, because again, the first half was so defensively oriented. The end score at halftime, I believe, was 7-7. Or 12-7, forget which. And the final score was 55-42. And Green Bay almost tied it. They had a couple chances. Lansing just made a really good defensive stop with that deflection turned into the pick. That's an instant classic if I've ever seen one.